Hi, I'm Gabby. I live in Montreal, Canada, in a third floor apartment where I grow veggies, flowers, and herbs on my balcony. This is now my third year having a balcony garden, and I wanted to share with you my essential tools to start your balcony garden. First thing you'll need are containers. Now they are available in a variety of sizes. You could decide to go for a smaller container, a bigger one. I also love the hanging containers. This is great if you have a railing that you can hang your containers on. It saves loads of space. I bought containers when I started my garden, but I've seen so many people get very creative with any kind of containers they already had at home, from buckets to storage containers. So any kind of container will do as long as you have proper drainage. To go underneath your containers, you're also going to need some plates. Now, this is an essential to be able to retain the water from when you're watering your plants, and as well it prevents the water from going down on your neighbors if you're like me and you live on a top floor. To go into your container, you're going to need some potting soil. Now, it's really important to get soil that is made for containers and pots. It helps with the drainage of the water so your plants are not too wet or too dry. There isn't a brand I love in particular. I usually just get the one that is on sale, but I do recommend getting a good quality one, especially since it's going to last you very long, so you can reuse your soil from year to year. Right when winter comes, just leave your soil in your containers and it's going to be good to use again next spring. You're also going to need a watering can. Now, this is essential to water your plants, of course. I usually take 2.5 watering cans to water all of my garden, and this is a 2 gallon. Again, I could get bigger, but then it gets really heavy, so I have found that this is the perfect size. It allows me to not have to make too many trips between my kitchen tap where I get my water and my plants, but at the same time, it's not too heavy. And you can pick it in a nice, cute color like this green one. Of course, if you have access to a water tap directly outside on your balcony, good for you. You are very lucky. On my garden, I get loads of squirrels. There are so many here in Montreal, and they love to come and dig holes in my containers or even eat my plants. So I've learned this the hard way. So make sure that you have some trellis to be able to protect your plants. I have used a metal trellis before, but this year I went for a plastic one and I really like it. It's so much more easy to handle and to manipulate and to install. This is also pretty cheap. It comes for like $20 for a massive roll. I'm gonna have enough for this year as well as next year. So with the trellis, you're gonna be able to create a little fence in your containers to prevent any squirrels or any other animals to just come in, dig holes, and eat your plants. And if you're wondering how to install this, you can go check out my other video where I set up all my balcony garden. Now, for accessories, two that I use all the time are my gardening gloves as well as some cutters. Now, this is great to play in the soil to make sure your hands are not full of soil and don't get dirty. It's also really good if you garden early in the spring or late in the fall, and it can be quite cold, so this is going to protect you from the cold as well. As for the cutters, super important to be able to come and prune your plants through the season. Also great at the end of the season when you need to just get rid of everything. This is going to help you save a lot of time. I guess you could use some like kitchen scissors, but they're usually not as strong. You could be surprised of how sturdy some of the plants get, especially at the end of the season. So this, I feel, does a better job. Finally, you're gonna need some plants, of course. So you could choose to do some seedlings inside in the spring. That is a very fun process. It allows you to garden a lot earlier in the season, but it takes a lot of work. Or you can just buy plants directly from the garden store that have started to grow. This is a good time saver. It also allows you to have fruits maybe a little bit earlier in season, since it doesn't take them as much time to be fully grown and start producing fruit. But whichever way you choose, there isn't really a perfect way or ideal way to garden, whether you do the seedlings or straight from the garden center. Well, that's it. Now you are all equipped to start your balcony garden. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions, and let me know if you have a garden of your own and what you are growing this summer. All right, see you next time. Bye.